Welcome back. As we launched our first edition of Currents, we wanted to hear from the one person who has set the course for the diocese.
That's right, and so a few days ago we had a chance to sit down for an extended, wide-ranging interview with Bishop Nicholas DiMarzio. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Good to be here today.
Your first time seeing our studio.
It's the first time. It's breathtaking, really. I didn't have any idea exactly how it would be. I knew they were renovating it, but this is kind of spectacular when you take a look at it and see how modern it looks and how all of the pieces fit together to make it possible for us to have a new evangelization television that really is first class and state of the art.
Well, great. Yeah, and you just said it right there. I mean, new evangelization television. And since you were named Bishop of the Diocese of Brooklyn, you've really stressed the new evangelization and the implementation of that. Why?
Well, because I think it was the theme for the third millennium. John Paul II gave that to us of happy memory. And that's what we need to do, because this is the third millennium. It's a new evangelization. The old evangelization, in a sense, took place in the second millennium. It was the province of the missionaries, the priests, the sisters, the brothers who went out and evangelized the new world. Well, the world today has become the global village. And so it needs to be evangelized again. I think John Paul gave us that clear direction, and he also foresaw that it was through the media that we could accomplish that, and through lay people, because the workers of the old evangelization were the clergy and the consecrated religious, but the new workers of the new evangelization are the laity. It is in their hands that we will re-evangelize the world.
So this is something parishioners can do on their own. This is something anyone
exactly.
can do.
It's everybody's province and in their own way and their own place in life, and everybody has a responsibility through their baptism to be an evangelizer, to bring the good news to other people. And people need good news today. There's a lot of bad news in the world, and the real good news that comes from the gospel and understanding the gospel needs to be enunciated by everyone.
Well, you're taking part in the new evangelization, of course, here today on NET, New Evangelization
Sure.
Television. Also, you have a column that you do for the tablet called Putting Out into the Deep. Tell us a little bit about the significance of that and the significance of the name of the column.
Well, the name comes from the gospel, and it is the theme I chose coming to the diocese, Luke's Gospel 5, chapter 5, where we see Jesus meeting the apostles after the night of fishing, where they come up empty, and he sees them on the shore. They come in, and he says, put out into the deep, put the net into the other side. And they have a miraculous catch of fish, and they're just amazed. It is what I think we're doing today, because I think in the past people have become discouraged, things have not worked. But again, put out into the deep, go further out, and throw the net in again. Maybe what you did the first time, you thought it didn't work, but do it again the second time. Don't become discouraged. Listen to the Lord's call. And I think that's the best gospel I could see that really puts the new evangelization into focus. And it was the theme John Paul II used, put out into the ducum altum in Latin. And I think that's what we need to do. We can't be discouraged. We've got to try again. And together we will get the enthusiasm and the joy we need to do it.
And this ties in NET TV, obviously,
Right.
to that story. What do you envision for NET TV?
Well, again, we're looking at new programming. The whole theme of the new evangelization is new zeal and new methods. Well, I think we've got it here. There's a lot of new zeal, new circumstances, and new methods, new programming that reaches a lot different. Actually, we're trying to reach everybody and to some point. And I've been looking at the programming, and we're actually put a programming advisory board of clergy and laity together so that they can help evaluate some of the new programming. So we're sure that it's Catholic and that it does meet the standards that we will want to inform people about the new evangelization. You know, it is about our faith, and our faith has content, has the tradition and the scripture, those two things that really form us as Catholics. And we don't rely on one or the other, but both are essential. So all that we do, all that we say, somehow has to square with our tradition and with the scripture.
Yeah, well, and it's a very tough time, as you know, right now, economically in the country. Brooklyn is no different than really anywhere else as far as the economy goes. Some people might say, why invest so much in net and in new evangelization television right now?
Well, again, the investment is something that is for the future and for the present. It came at a time that we didn't have this. The planning came at a time where we weren't so strapped. Fortunately, the separate corporation that runs the net is able to do this. It's not taking diocesan funds. The diocese supported the prayer channel in the past with funds, but thankfully today the net is independent in the sense they don't need diocesan funds. So really not taking away from anything else. Okay. It is the investment of the current ability of this corporation with all the things it does to help the church and the new evangelization. So I think it came at a great time, and it's a great situation to be in.